I was going to click off of this screen before I started this screencast, but then I thought, well, maybe I should recommend Sun Kil Moon to you all. Sun Kil Moon is the name of an artist, a music artist named Mark Kozelek. He was, you can see it over here, he was famous in the 90s for a band called Red House Painters, and now he records mostly solo material under this new name, which is the name of a boxer. This guy's from Massillon. He's more, close to my age than many of your ages, but he's, kind of a hometown guy. He's one of your more famous Stark County music artists. Of course, Stolly being, the other one lately. But I would recommend to you, before we get into this week, the 2014 album Benji is, oh my goodness, by no means is it a fun listen. It's a pretty tough hang in terms of its contents. He's a very sad artist, but just he name checks so many places around Stark County that I know that maybe you know as well if you are from the Stark County area, which many of you are. And the first song, Carissa, is about his cousin who dies in a terrible fire, but she lived in Brewster, for example. So if you like your music sad and depressing, but also thoughtful and contemplative, Sun Kil Moon is for you. So anyway, a whole minute's worth of ranting and raving about music is probably enough. Week 4 finds us jumping into digital Sabbaths. Now, I get kind of hung up on this term, and I call it the DS throughout my materials. Many people call it a digital detox now, I guess, to remove the sort of pseudo-religious maybe element to this phrase. But I like this. I like thinking of Sabbath as a day of rest, of course, and so I still like the phrase Sabbath because I do think of this assignment as restful and contemplative in its way, much like Sun Kil Moon is a contemplative band. So, in much of the research that I'm providing you with, you'll probably notice that that this is not as current a phrase. It's a little passé to call what we're talking about today a digital Sabbath, but I'm going to stick with it because detox has sort of a medical angle to it, which I'm not like totally opposed to, but doesn't quite fit the scope of the assignment as I kind of perceive it. So let me make this a little bigger for your screens. Okay, so really important note, and I hate reading the stuff that's already on that you can read yourself, but this is basically a self-guided assignment. You can get this done. You can wrap this up pretty quick because you're not really waiting on anybody outside of the peer review stuff that is to come down the road. So you are more than welcome to get cracking on this assignment sooner rather than later. Basically, if we can get into the assignment itself, I have a screencast about that, so I'll let you watch that on your own. But you're taking a tech break. You're taking a break from technology. You'll see the assignment here, and like I said, I've already talked at a good length about it already. You need to plan a 24-hour period where you unplug from the world, the connected world at least, and planning that and executing that can be kind of tricky. So, if you pick the very last date, possible for you to, complete the assignment, you're right on the razor's edge. You're not giving yourself any wiggle room in terms of, I tried to do my digital Sabbath on Saturday, but, I got X, Y, and Z happened. And so now I have, I have to do it on Sunday. If you wait until the last minute, you won't have the opportunity to move your date around. So you have a lot of little assignments due this week that I'd like to just kind of walk you through a little bit. I don't want to steal too much of the thunder from the other screencast, but the Invention Journal assignment is preparatory matters. All right. If you know Stephen King, he likes that phrase a lot. So what you're going to do for Invention Journal 3 is you're going to chart your technology use for a 24-hour period. So every time you pull your phone up to check it, I want you to write it down that I check my phone. You can, there's this video as well that I'm not going to click on because I don't know if that'll be too distracting. But how often are you really using it? It's a really fascinating video. People use their phones more and sometimes less than they think they do. There are apps that will do a lot of this work for you. Rescue Time is good for the computer. I certainly use Rescue Time on mine. It gives you data on how much you use your computer. Yes, like how many, like raw data, like hours of use, but it also kind of drills down and tells you how much of the time on the computer was spent working, in Google Docs or in Angel or Microsoft Word, and how much of your time was, sort of just messing around the internet, getting on Reddit or, whatever, Genius or however you spend your time. Moment is another. It's a free app that you can use to track your phone use, or if you're more of a tablet person. Now, I'm not super conversant in, say, like Amazon Fire, and I know many of you have Amazon tablets. So if you have any suggestions as to how to track your use on a different, I'm sort of part of the Apple cult, and so that's really all I can speak to. If you have any recommendations for me for how to chart other devices, please let me know. I'm all ears. You're going to record the time of day, how long you were on your device, the type of technology that you used, what was the purpose of it, and then try to categorize. Now, these are just suggestions that you have: personal, academic, professional. Those are kind of how I break down my tech uses, and of course there are other as well. If I'm, my daughter and I were watching a video about Groundhog Day because Groundhog Day is coming up. So I don't, I guess that would be personal, but also sort of parental. So I have trouble sort of categorizing my tech use from time to time, and so do your best with it. You have to tally and total your findings. If you just spit out raw data and don't go to the trouble of adding it up for me, that's grounds for not passing this assignment. It's a ground, you'll get a 0. So you have samples here. I'm not going to need to really click on. You can check those out on your own time. I'm trying to keep this screencast as quick as possible. Yes, I did make a music recommendation all the same. So if you have, excuse me, if you have any questions, I'm going to clear my throat. Okay, sorry, I just spared you from a coughing fit. My family we're fighting the crud that's going around. If you have any questions about the Invention Journal or anything else, of course, please, I'm always an email away. I've created a spreadsheet so that you can all kind of look and see, where you are all at individually and as a larger group. So you want to try to sort of see broader trends. That's maybe something you could incorporate into your essay. It's time to logoff.com is very, very interesting. I should have had it rolled up. It's a very interesting movement. You can, they're trying to sell you stuff at the same time, but there's a nice collection of research, the facts on digital addiction and the need for, and there's that phrase, digital detox. It is a British site, so all this, it's all mostly, I guess, homegrown research. I think England is enough like America that I share this with you, but there are just links all over the place about sleep, about screen time in children, blue light and eye strain, the average, or the always on culture. There's lots, and decreasing human connection. I imagine some of you are going to want to take this idea, of connection up in your research essay, which is not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but that's our next big project is your big research essay, the 7-page essay. And, there's probably an idea that you might want to jump off from to be found in this. So I have this very mealy-mouthed sort of go there and dig into some stats and studies. Spend time on this website getting smart about digital Sabbaths. Okay, and then pick another handful of these, a half dozen of these. There are certainly books, links to books in here, and if you go in, like, the Distraction Addiction is kind of the book that started this whole movement in 2013. There are books before it, but this is the one that really got the ball rolling. So you can always click on the look inside factor, and you can kind of, it'll let you look at a couple of pages, as you know, and they cut out some pages, but you can get a pretty good idea of what this book's all about by clicking around in Amazon. Now there are lots of videos that I've provided here and lots of articles. You do not have to read all of these. I realize there's a lot. Some of them, like down here, Selfies at Funerals, is just a Tumblr that I find that may give you food for thought, let's say. Selfies at Funerals, Museum of Selfies, those sorts of things. My goodness, I love Museum of Selfies. Just to bother you with this, there you go, selfies. You can see you take art and turn it into selfie culture. I think it's worth clicking around too. So you're going to latch onto something, you're going to read something in depth, and that will form the basis of your reader response 2 that you will place in your Google Drive folder that I will be grading first chance I get. The assignment for the reader response is loose and open-ended by design, so as long as you're A, reading, and B, responding, you'll probably be okay, and as long as you do so for 500 or so words, you'll be straight with me. So short piece of writing there, short piece of brainstorming. I can even show it to you. Yeah, the brainstorming, the digital Sabbath plans. I just want you to put some thought into your digital Sabbath before you just plunge into it. Things like notifying people that your phone will be off. The first time I assigned something like this, I didn't have that built into the assignment, and when people turn their phones on, 600 text messages, where are you? Are you dead? That sort of thing. So you definitely want to let people who are used to contacting you all the time through your device know that you're not going to be on your device for a day. And also, I'm pretty loose about, how deeply you unplug, so to speak. So some people, no radios in the car, that sort of thing. And I'm with you. As far as you want to do it, I will applaud your efforts. So you basically got to pick a year and kind of live in it. You don't have to like avoid cars at all costs, but if you can stay away from your car for a day, more power to you. So you fill that out, see what other people, what their plans are. And then I made a doodle, which sounds strange to say. Put your name in here. I gotta fix that, but oh darn it. I will fix that. But you'll indicate a date that you'll complete it. So I just want to have an idea of which day most students are taking their digital Sabbath, so that maybe I don't send you an email that day, or I can kind of plan my own. Usually I jump in and take a digital Sabbath myself. My wife and I do these pretty regularly. We do with the kids too, so that nobody can watch stupid toy videos on my iPad for an entire day. That would be my kids. Or my wife and I take a break from work, that sort of thing. So, there's usually like a Saturday that most people pick, or a Sunday, and I'll just jump right in with you and unplug myself. And so I'll put my own digital Sabbath date on that doodle as well. So I really wanted to be quick, and so I guess 12 minutes or so counts as quick in this world, doesn't it? So have a good one. Keep in touch. Send me your questions. I really hope you jump into this assignment, with both feet. Just really try to embrace this one. See what, the first essay is meant to sort of get you to arrive at some ideas about society, culture, that sort of thing. And that's very sort of zoomed out and external. And now this assignment, the Digital Sabbath, is meant to sort of turn that investigative lens on yourself. This sort of that self-examination that, can be just as instructive in some ways as going out into the world. So again, send me your questions, send me your thoughts, send me your hate mail for unplugging you from your phone. Good luck, and have a good day.